What's up, everybody? The Oxidized, the Snake Wrangler, bringing you some corrupted dungeon information. New, veteran, old players alike. Let me knock down some wisdom on you. I'm pretty sure if you're a veteran player, you had access to the test server as well. Anyone did. But for the new players, I'm talking to you. What can we expect from corrupted dungeons? Well, right here in front of me, I have one. By the way, the test server is super cool. We are stacked out of our mind. 1500 IP, all 8.3 looks super cool. It doesn't matter because corrupted dungeons are more difficult than you think they would be. Okay, first and foremost, you come up to one and they're a lot like a single player or green dungeons. They're open world, they're random, you can't see them on your map, you have to go and find one. They're in blue, yellow, red, and black zones. However, there are 3 difficulties: Hunter, Stalker, and Slayer. Hunter and Stalker seem to be open to anyone right off the get-go as long as you meet the IP requirement. Hunter's 800, which is like really easy to get to, so newer players will have a nice time getting to it. Stalker's 900, again, still pretty easy to get into. But you should also know PvP results in knockdown, so you do not lose your equipment when you go down. And Stalker results in death, and then there's Slayer, which has a lot more requirements and 75,000 infamy, which is what you get by killing mobs within these dungeons as well as killing other players. And you lose infamy when you dive to other players as well. Something you should know is that Slayer and Stalker can only be found in red and black zones, as you can see here. And then Hunter level is in blue and yellow, so you can just do these until you get more comfortable with the game, maybe farm some infamy that way. Now, so we're going to jump right into a Stalker one. We're going to press enter, can't be mounted. This pops up. You cannot swap equipment or fill empty equipment slots while inside corrupted dungeons. Yes, dude, this means what you go in with is what you have to use. You can't go in with swaps. You can't go in with swaps. You have to go in with what you think is going to be the best 1v1 build you can muster up. Okay, let's go on in. Now, something you should know right off the bat, you need to build for both PvP and PvE. They did not make the mobs a slouch in this one. Okay, all right, slay the demon, defeat enemies to gain infamy and provoke the demon into showing itself. What that means is that there's a final boss that you have to fight in order to complete the dungeon, but you have to go around killing mobs and side bosses in order to get to 500 infamy so you can kill the final boss. Or you can invade others. Okay, rewards gained within the dungeon increase with higher infamy. So the more infamy you have, the better the loot will be, you know, etc, etc. Once slain, the demon opens a portal to another dungeon, allow you to continue further rewards. I'll show you all this here in a minute. Invade others. So you also invade when you use the demonic shrine to invade other players. Defeat invaded players receive a portion of their dungeon loot as a reward. Invaders can be banished by destroying multiple demonic shards scattered across the dungeons. What this last part means is when you get invaded or when you invade someone, these shards will pop up along all these little nodes here. And when you kill 3 of them, either if you're invading, you get sent back home. If that was weird. If someone's invading you, you try to sneak away, get 3 of the shards down, you're good to go. Hopefully I can invade somebody and show you. So this is what allows you to invade. Click on this. Using this shrine will make you eligible to invade other players, but will also increase the chance that you are invaded. Continue. You're never safe from being invaded, but in order to invade someone, you have to use this contract. So you just press yes, and you're good to go. Now I'm gonna give you a little taste of the normal mobs here. By the way, this is the new spear, the Elder's Daybreaker, with the breakthrough, which is a purge and a mobility movement thing. So you can expect things like traps. Like the mobs look super cool here. Look at this, you know, and like they're no slouch, right? And by the way, each one of these things are IP capped. So I was at 1500, now I'm at 1100. What I mean by it's no slouch is that like you actually you just can't steamroll this, you know. Like look how much damage I'm taking. I did get hit by an ability, but you know it really surprises me how much damage is getting done to me. So this right here is the final boss, but you can see we don't have 500 infamy, so we can't do the final boss with the last chest here. Ooh, doesn't that look just juicy, oogie googie? Also, you can see we're searching for a dungeon as well as we're doing this. There's also side mini bosses as well, which I will try to find one right now. Okay, so before I get to the boss, I wanted to show you a couple of things. So you have these traps right here that spin, kind of like the Keeper electric rocks, and you have all these really tiny mobs too, and they're easy to kill, and they'll do traps like that as well. So this one will do the same thing. But that one pushed me away. Now I land in this, which is where I don't want to be. Now we are at the boss, so there are side bosses much like this. And well, I'm dumb and like ran into that on accident. And again, they're not really like a slouch. Like you would think they'd be a little bit easier than what they are, but nope. They put on a little bit of a punch, man. Even with the kind of gear that I have on, which is some pretty damn good gear, I'm still kind of like it's you know, it's not impossible. The final boss is a little more difficult as well. But what I wanted to get across, my point across here is that you can't just come in here with a 1v1 build and expect to have an easy time. You have to build for PvE, which I absolutely love, by the way. So that way, like, it's, I don't know. I mean, of course, if you have a strong enough 1v1 build, you can just kind of brute force your way through the PvE, and then you get like you also get a loot box here. Now the loot's really bad right now because there's no black market in the, well, there is a black market in the test server, but no one's putting anything into it. So don't look at the loot, just look at the experience. Now what I'm gonna do is either finish this dungeon and show you the final boss, or hopefully get invaded soon. All right, so I got to 500 infamy here by killing mobs, didn't get invaded or anything. And now, as you can see on your mini map, the final boss appears, and this is what you're gonna go up against. Now, mind you, we are in a Slayer, so everything's tier 6 here. The last one, which is Stalker level, or maybe I got them backwards there. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be even harder than this. Like this boss isn't the most difficult boss in the entire world, but I'm not gonna call it a piece of cake. I've had easier. Okay. All right, just kind of keep running around this. Something I brought up on stream was I hope that they end up getting different variations. So I'm not taking damage here. You want to make sure you get out of the way of that, though. I feel like that could be pretty nasty if you're not careful. And then yeah, so this is it. At the very end of this fight, you will notice a couple of things. One, you'll notice how great I am for winning. By the way, I'm super good. Go ahead and get this in there. I'm not used to spear. I will tell you this much though. The spear is going to be one of those weapons I'll be using, I think, because I'm having so much fun with it, man. It's a good little old weapon. Let me tell you. Boom. GG's easy. Go ahead and get a little health up here. Make sure we're not good to go. And so you get the final chest. The final chest is just going to be filled with loot. But right now it's not going to be filled with much. I mean, like I said, there's really no what's it called? There's no black market. So when you kill the final boss, you get this portal. You click on this portal. Stalker dungeon portal. Slaying the demon has revealed a portal. Use it to return to surface or continue another dungeon. Consecutive dungeons share the same difficulty level. Entering a new dungeon will retain your increased chance of invading another player. So you can either leave the dungeon or you can go to the next one. We'll go to the next one here. What does this mean? This is huge. Fame farming. So let's say you wanted to fame farm. You come into a dungeon and you don't accept the contract. You go, hey, I'm gonna skip the contract. You can still get invaded. You can still get invaded, but your chances are lower and you won't invade at all. You just keep doing these dungeons without having to go back into the surface. And no one can come into these dungeons. Once you're in the dungeon, no one can follow you in. You can only get invaded. Huge. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna press always. I'm always gonna do this. And when I get to an invasion, either I get invaded or I invade, I will show you that. All right. So we have officially just been invaded right here. Defeat the invader, destroy the shards, or leave the dungeon via the spawn portal. So here are the shards. I need to go try to kill 3 of these, or I go and take on the invader. Okay, so you should know that me and the invader can both see these, and he's gonna know when I'm attacking one of them as well. All right, they're also on your minimap. Okay, there's the invader right now. Let's see if we can take him. Let's see if we can kick some major assaruni here. All right, we're just gonna go for it. All right, so there we go. Got the buff out of him. We're gonna eat some food here. Go ahead and get our cultists up. There we go. Things are looking good for the home team. That one kind of hurt. He has a carving sword, which is kind of little bit BM. Just gonna throw that out there. He got me. You know what? And then I die. And that's gonna be a little embarrassing, but you get the idea. So I could have went around. I could have ran away and tried to get the shards, or I could have beat him. But no, now that I lost, my infamy actually has went down, which is a little bit bad news bears. Okay, so, and that's it, man. That is Corrupted Dungeons. I'm excited, all right, because we have a new way to fame farm, so we can do PvE. It's difficult, you know, adds a little bit of sauce to Albion Online. There's a 1v1 PvP system now, okay, or it's going to be, and there's a ranked system along with that 1v1 PvP stuff. Because if you come over here to the bars and go to rankings and go all the way to infamy, so this is what the infamy is, the way they're doing the ranking system. You can see PP's at 23k, big shocker there, right? And I'm nowhere near that because I'm only have like 3,000 or 4,000. Hold on. Yes. I'm the top 200, baby. So there you go. So I hope you're excited too. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments below. I do stream every Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But next week, as of this video, I am actually going on vacation, so I won't be here. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Hope you liked it, and see you beautiful people next time.